Hey everyone, this is Grumpy Old Guy Gaming, and today we're going to look at a double feature. We're going to take a look at the Atari 2600 versions of Halloween and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the video games. These were put out by Wizard Entertainment, I believe. If I recall reading correctly, these are the only two games they put out before going bankrupt, probably due to the ramifications of making these games, I believe, without the licenses. So this is Halloween first, and we are playing Unnamed Babysitter, because, again, no license here. But Unnamed Babysitter is patrolling the house and trying to keep the kids safe from knife-wielding maniac, let's call him. He's a tall, pale figure in a light blue suit. We can all figure out who we're looking at there. So our goal is to either save the kids or pick up that knife there, and then when the killer comes on, stab him like I did there. That's 225 points. Stab the killer, good job us. But like any good Halloween knockoff, Mikey don't stay dead. He did get to the kid there, and if you saw it there, it was, blinking, you'll miss it. But he stabs the little kid, and the kid falls down and starts spurting blood from his head. Which, early 80s, that's pretty graphic violence for a video game, and the concept's still kind of disturbing today, especially with me being a parent, but, it's nothing you haven't seen in movies. And it's certainly gonna look a bit more gruesome than it would on an Atari 2600. I do like some of the effects they played into this game, though. A little disorienting, that room that just spontaneously blinks to black there, but that sort of adds tension to it. Don't think you could pick it up, but they actually do play a pretty decent little chip tune of the Halloween movie theme. I'm not gonna do it because I feel like that's just inviting bad luck on a YouTube video. But you know the theme. If you don't know the theme, it's just as easy to Google. Go ahead and do that. Probably get better pitch out of that than me just sitting there trying to do it anyway. So we're at 450 points now, which means we've got the killer twice, and he's now moving a little quicker. There he got the kid again, and you just saw the poor kid pouring blood out of his head like it was a spigot. Just sort of making our way around. Every time you stab him, that knife just sort of relocates. And you gotta navigate between the top and the bottom of the screen there. There we got away just in time for the kid to escape the killer. Found the knife here again, and found our killer again. This time he got us, and oh my, that's just silly beyond silly there. If he gets you as the babysitter, he full-on decapitates you, and you just sort of run off the screen spurting blood from your neck. Just sort of reminds me of, what was that, Addams Family Values, where Pugsley and Wednesday are at summer camp and they do the scene with all sorts of theatrical blood spurting everywhere. Every time I see exaggerated blood spurt in anything, that's what I think of. So we made it up to 900 points here. And he got us again. Those little pumpkins up at the top of the screen are our lives. We're down to one more life. And we're going to try and go ahead, get that knife, and get the killer before he gets us. Really wanted to cover these games because, one, this game is literally named Halloween, and we're doing Halloween-themed games in October. Would seem kind of pointless to have access to it and skip it. And two, because cheesy horror double features are kind of a Halloween staple. I mean, they were always the movies you weren't supposed to watch at the age you watched them, and they didn't really bother you that bad, but you felt guilty about watching them. At least I did. I felt guilty about watching them because I knew I wasn't allowed. Didn't stop me from watching them, though. So, there's our Halloween playthrough. We literally walked through the door into the killer. Let's see if we have any better luck in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And we're back with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There you see at the bottom the little wizard for Wizard Entertainment. Of the two games, I would say this was probably the one I had more fun with. Here we're playing a very cartoony sort of looking Leatherface. That's his little chainsaw there. That little blue sort of like tree branch that's shifting around on him. And your goal is very simply there. You track down the people running in the field and you hack them up with your chainsaw. They try and get away if you get too close, and if you trip on any of those obstacles, it holds you up for a while. Now, after every little bit of time, your chainsaw loses some fuel, and if you run it, it loses some fuel. And those fuel tanks are actually your lives. You get 3 of them. When they empty, you lose a life. Here I'm just sort of kicking some cow skulls. As you progress, you find those things just get a little tougher to dodge every time. As you saw, my first fuel tank depleted, and so I get a brand new fuel tank, and I start back at square one. Random wheelchairs flying at you here, now that we're effectively on our second life. The wheelchairs were just bastards to dodge. They were just moving so fast. Chasing people in a field. You know, not too much to this game plot-wise, but it was fun, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of a rough day at work. Come home, hack up things with a little 8-bit chainsaw. It's a good capper for the evening. That guy took forever. Wasted half a tank just watching him go back and forth on me. Still, I think we're doing pretty good. 4,000 points already. Granted, that's not a big, you know, point threshold, because getting 1,000 per kill. At 5 kills, we got a little bit of a refuel on our fuel tank. Not a ton of fuel, but enough to keep us looking, see if we can't just track down another victim. And we do, and then we run our face into a wheelchair. It's getting kind of close, they cut back on us, and we just get them before the tank runs out. So that's 6,000. Let's see if we can get to 10,000 here on this last tank. Well, once again, headbutting wheelchairs isn't going to help us. Find the girl in the pink dress here, and once again, very shifty. Just can't seem to get her. We finally do. Hack her up with the chainsaw there. See, there I thought I was being slick. Got that little bit of brush to clear out, and then I walk into the fence. Nice clean cut there, first time through. We're at 8,000 with about half a tank left. Gotta be feeling pretty good about that. Up until the wheelchair, of course. And then the fence. You know, at this point, the potential victims have just got to be laughing at us. They really got to be like, come on, Leatherface. Step up your game. Has sort of a Pitfall vibe in the back with those just trees sitting there, huh? Really colorful game as far as a horror-themed game goes. You know, both of these, both Halloween and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, just really pretty games. Well, I don't think we're quite gonna catch this one. Nope. And she kicks our butt. Well, folks, thank you for watching. This has been a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming. We'll see you next time.